like to make a little video on how to prepare backpacking meals. I know there's been a lot of information on this, so some of the stuff I'm going to go over is, you probably have seen on other YouTube channels. Hopefully a little bit of it you may not have seen, maybe new to you. But either way, it's just a learning tool, so if there's something I do that you do better, please comment, let me know, and if you like if you learned something or if you like something that I said, comment on that also. But first thing I want to talk about is the last time I was out on the AT, I had a seal nylon bag for my food bag, and some critters got into it, and they got into my Quart bag, which it isn't fun to lose food while you're out there. But as soon as I got home, I started researching it, and I got this Cuban fiber bag that's it's like a double weave, I believe. I've got it off of Z-Packs, I believe, and it's supposed to be, critter proof. I've been out on a couple backpacking trips. I don't know if it's critter proof yet, or they just hadn't got to it yet. But so far so good. It's worked out real well. Haven't had any issues with it. But while I was on that page and I bought this, I saw, for years what I was doing is I was using this. This is like a type of parachute cord, 550 parachute cord. This is what I was using. It's a little big on the big side, so I went and got some Kelty High Vis. It's a little bit thinner, lighter, and also if I shine my flashlight at night, I can see where my food bag is. So it will reflect on your flashlight. But when I bought this bag, I also saw this little rock bag. Thought it was a neat idea. I mean, it weighs literally next to nothing. I mean, it's like paper thin, and it's made out of Cuban fiber. And all I did was attach it to the end of my bear line, and you just pick up a couple of rocks, drop them into here, whatever, anything that's heavy that you can find on the side of the trail, drop it in the bag. I cinch it up, throw this up and over the tree limb. Helps tremendously. Works out much better than my old method of tying the rock in with a cord, which the rock inevitably wants to come out and fly off and hit somebody in the eye or whatever. But anyway, just thought that you might find that interesting. Any kind of little bag you could come up with to tie on the end of it, just put a rock or two in, and that'd be great. Next thing I want to talk about is eating utensil. Right now I'm using a spork. I'm not a big fan of the sporks. I'd rather use a full spoon, but this is what I've got right now until I go to something different. And I always carry a backup. That way, if I just really contaminate this real bad, or if I drop it and get it just really in some muck, or if I forget and leave it somewhere, I always have a spoon. I always put this in the bottom of my spoon or my food bag. One of the things though is like this is titanium. The Lexan spoons are real good, but what I've been finding out here recently is if this is an MRE spoon, and I've tried other plastic spoons, but if you take them and you put them into boiling water, they will deform. So just be conscious of that. I mean, you may not be doing that, and that may be great because the regular plastic spoons I think are a little bit lighter usually. But again, if you're doing anything with the boiling water, it can deform the spoon, and you not have a spoon out there. So just be aware of that. Like I said, all these ideas are just they're a way. They're not the way. The only way that's the way is your way, because it's whatever works best for you. But this is what works for me. So most of my meals that I make are these Ziploc meals, the freezer bag meals. The reason is because for me, it's just really easy. There's no cleanup. All I do is the cup I take is just for boiling water, and that's all I do in it. I used to have some Reflectix around this. I've tried all different kinds of stuff. I tried to leave the Reflectix on and cut it kind of short so that hopefully it would retain some more heat in the cup. And what it ended up doing is it would just usually melt the plastic on the inside, and it would lose all its heat reflection anyway. So I finally just stripped all that off. I just take the basic cup now. The only thing I did was modify the little handle. I put a little 550 cord on it just so that it's easier to pick up and I don't burn my hands. And I've been thinking about drilling a hole in the top of my lid, but I haven't done that yet. I also I painted the bottom of my pot black. I tried that out for a while. I really didn't see any difference in boil times or anything like that. I just recently watched a video on Hiram's video where he just pretty much saw the same thing, where it didn't do anything for the cup. So I'm now leaving that off too. So it's just basic cup, just pretty much like it comes with this one little modification. Like I say, I am thinking about putting a a hole in the top of the lid for venting. Like I said, along the same lines, instead of putting the Reflectix on the pot, I now use a pot cozy or a bag cozy for these freezer bags, and I just pretty much made it to a normal size, and it seems to work real well with any of the meals. I can put them in, and pretty much all I did was take a piece of Reflectix and that I got from Home Depot, and I just cut it to the length I wanted, folded it over, put some Reflectix tape on the sides, and then I put 2 Velcro tabs on the top so I can fold it over. Works real well. Talking about that, like I said, pretty much the way I package these meals is I use these freezer bags. Make sure they're BPA free. That way they don't put any harmful chemicals in if you pour boiling hot water into the bag. But I pretty much make all the meals into here. What I do is like for breakfast per se, I normally do this is just me. When I talk about food, I understand that everyone has a different taste, and what works for you on the trail may not work for me, and vice versa. But I'm a big Pop-Tart guy. I like Pop-Tarts in the morning. It's easy, quick, gets me on the trail faster. This is oatmeal. This is actually this is kind of a large package of oatmeal, but I really need to divide it in half, put it in another bag. But this is oatmeal mixed with a little bit of dried milk, some dried fruit, some nuts, and you're only limited by your imagination what you want to put in here and what tastes good to you. I mean, you can put brown sugar, anything you wanted, from the store you could get, put them in one of these little bags. All you got to do is boil some water in the morning, pour it into this bag, take your spoon, mix it up, and you got a meal ready to eat right there. Works out really well. My dog's barking, but yeah, that's for a breakfast. Like I said, everybody's tastes are a little different, but one of the things that I do is for lunch, generally I'll eat either the chicken packets or the tuna in the bags. And what I do is I'll take those bags and I'll put those into their own individual Ziploc. I guess I should start out by saying normally what I do is I take one of these. As you can tell, this is kind of like a pre-made one day's meal. And what I do is I take a gallon size bag. If you don't take that much, you can probably put it into a pint bag, whatever works best for you. But I usually put it into a gallon size bag. What I do is I'll put breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so this will be a whole day's worth of food. Like I said, the breakfast will be a Pop-Tart or maybe the oatmeal, maybe the cereal, just depends. And for lunch, I'll put some tortillas into a bag, and I normally put, I don't think I have any out, but I normally put the chicken package in with this, so my entire lunch is contained. And what I do is for dinner is I eat these freeze-dried meals, and I either the Coleman's or the ones I prefer are actually the Mountain House Pro Packs, because they come vacuum sealed. They're small. They're 16 ounces, so they're a little bit larger than the one serving, but yet they're not the full-blown double serving. These are the ones I like the best. But again, it's just me. But what I do is when I open these, the one thing I keep out of them are these little fresh packs, the oxygen multi-sorbers, whatever they're called, whatever the different ones are called, but the oxygen absorbers. The reason I keep these is because when I package my lunch meal, like with the tortillas, anything that's semi-fresh food, I try to package those like the day before I go on a backpacking trip, and I put one oxygen absorber. This one's got multiples just because I threw them in there, but I put one per bag, and that's how I package my lunch. And I do that into either a pint or a quart-size bag. And then, like I said, for dinner, I have one of these freeze-dried meals. And generally, the reason I do that is because in the morning I'll open it up, I'll eat the breakfast out of it, and then I'll take my lunch and I store my lunch. My lunch is completely self-contained in one of these bags, and I store it in my outside mesh pocket on my backpack. That way, when I stop for lunch, I can actually stop. I don't have to bust into my backpack, and you know, my meal's all right there. I just get it out and I can start eating it. So that's just the way I do that. And the big thing about that is, like I said, those oxygen absorbers keep things fresher just a little bit longer. And actually, in this one's preset, you can actually see the oxygen absorber right there. That's pretty much how I package them. The other thing is that I'm looking for right now that I don't have is a sealer. You know, I want to get one of those vacuum sealers to package them. But what I've done in the meantime is I found these Ziplocs at Walmart, and they have this. They come with this pump right here. And what I do is you know, I'll put all the food in that I take. Like I'll put a couple of snacks in there, and I'll just throw in some stuff in my bag. You know, my Pop-Tarts, some M&Ms, a 5-hour energy. I know this is kind of a heavy thing, but it's quick caffeine and quick to take it. And I just make sure I pack it back out. There's a clip bar. Like I said, this is just some stuff I threw in here. Marble pound cake out of an MRE, and a salt packet that I got from like Taco Bell or wherever it was I got it. Just like if I eat a meal there, I just grab a couple extra condoms and throw them into my MRE bag, and that's what I use. What I do is like I said, I'll put the day's meal in here, and I'll put the breakfast up at the top so I can get to it first, and then I put the snacks in there, and then the dinner meal. You know, well, I pack the dinner meal on the bottom, but either way, you know, that way, like I said, in the morning I just get my breakfast out, eat it. I'll get the lunch portion out. It's like I said, it's contained in that one pouch. I put it in my side bag, and then I just go ahead and seal this back up. Like I said, this is a Ziploc vacuum bag. It comes with this pump. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is pre-packaging, but like I said, I usually do this before I leave on the trip, like the day before. I'm going to tell you that my experience with these bags are they don't hold their seal more than about a week. About 7 days, about the most you'll get out of it. Anything more than that, and they just start letting air into it. It's not a big deal. It becomes more like a regular, you know, Ziploc. But what I do is I pre-package these before, and I don't bust into them until that day. And once I do that, everything becomes flat anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But all you do is you just take this pump. There's a little spot, that, you know, a little circle that shows you where to put the pump, and you put the pump down like this, and you just literally just vacuum the air out. And you know, you can already see this one vacuuming up. I won't take the time to do it completely. Here's what it looks like when you're done. It's like a brick. It won't move. So make sure that you have this adjusted the way you need it before you you know, finalize it. Otherwise, you'll have to just bust the seal open the bag. It opens and closes just like a regular Ziploc, and then repump it shut. Now, what do I do if I open one of these bags and I, you know, in the field, and I need to seal it back, because you don't want it taking up a lot of room, and that's one of the reasons I do this, because it makes it as small as possible. But I don't take this. I know it's probably silly. This doesn't weigh very much, but it's just one of those things. I don't take it with me to the field. So what I do is like I said, I package all this beforehand, so it should pretty much stay sealed until I bust into it. But if I do need to get into it, I cut a small piece of straw about that long, just like a regular drink straw, and I put it in with my drink bag. This drink bag is around here somewhere. I don't know where mine is. There it is. Right here. You know, I have a little Ziploc, a little pint Ziploc with my propels in it. That's the drink I like. You know, like I said, whatever you prefer. But into that, I usually don't have it in there, but I usually put a small straw. And what I do is, in the field, I would take and I put the straw into the side, and I would seal the rest of the pouch. And I would suck all the air out with the straw. When I ran out of air, I would just pinch the straw shut and hold it, and then, you know, breathe, and then suck the rest of the air out until I got it nice and compact. And then as I remove the straw, I just pinch the seal shut and seal the bag shut. So, you know, if you don't have these, that's an idea for you too, to get all the air out of the bags, because the air takes up a lot of space in your backpack. So if you could just get that out, that helps a lot. But you know, like I said, I just think these are some ideas. Comment on them, tell me what you like and what you don't like. Let me know. Thanks.